So welcome today to our listeners online. We've just seen the line-up for the Signbiz CPL men's final. Players just going to get on the field just to start the match. With me today is Ari Barrow, and my name's Andrew Bryan, and we'll be commentating you through this afternoon. Ari, a big match up today.
Absolutely, Bridie. Welcome to you and welcome to everyone here tuning in live on Cello Sport. What a fantastic setup we've got to you today, and what a match. Certainly the two top teams, certainly in the Christchurch men's competition this year. So a fitting final, two well-balanced sides, and Bridie, I'm fizzing for this one.
So teams are just lining up now, and we should be away in the next 30 seconds. Our officials of today is Gareth Saunders on the dugout side, international umpire, selected this year to head off to the World Cup in January, and Nick Saunders, also got an international badge, I believe, Nick, and also he is one of our top umpires in the local competition here. So it looks like Marist, Ari have got the ball. There's no change in sides, and we'll just wait for the starting hooter.
Thanks, Bridie. So for Redcliffs here, it's their third Canterbury Hockey Premier League final, 3 on the trot as they face Marist here at Ngāpunawa this afternoon. The teams here have already gone head-to-head on 3 occasions this year. Redcliffs came in the first one with a dominant 4-0 win in round 1 before a crucial 3-1 victory to Marist put them at the top of the ladder to pick up the President's Shield as we get underway here at Ngāpunawa. So these two teams met, Bridie, last week in the preliminary final as the top 2 teams. The winner of that going straight forward through to this final today. Carlton Redcliffs going through there victorious. Marist having to overcome High School Old Boys Burnside on Thursday night to qualify for the big dance tonight.
Yeah, and that was a very good match, and today will be interesting to see how Marist turns that around in 2 days. Physically, that was a tough match, just with a high intensity. Good match. So Marist actually goes ahead here, and Brownie grabs it. We've got Marist as the circle, cross ball. George Innocent in goal, just clearing that to the sideline nicely. So George Innocent just back from the Commonwealth Games, so real key player for Redcliffs, brings back a lot of experience in the side.
He certainly does, Bridie. I think as far as calling back Roosters into your side goes, George Innocent, fresh off a Com Games, isn't a bad one to have coming back into your team. So welcome, George. And yeah, minute 1, he's already asserted himself into the game with a key save there for the nearly circle entry to Marist.
And he teams up with a pretty experienced defence there. We've got Nick Haid, number 16, Mr. Lindstone in the middle there. Nick was in Blackstick for a good 12 years, and they'll add a lot of strength to the Redcliffs back 4. So
just while the ball's out of play here, Bridie, opportunity for me to go through the GAB odds for the game today. So yeah, 2 teams very evenly poised. Redcliffs slightly favourites at $1.80. Having won the most recent matchup against these two sides, with Marist pushed out to $2.05. Marist started at $2.60, but a lot of coin came flooding in on them from Surfers Paradise, the Cayman Islands, and Casebrook. So those odds have shortened right up to $2.05. And we've got a bit of a power play for you today. Tom Mouldy to get any card, so that's any card, green, yellow, or red. Tom Mouldy, any card, and that's $1.03. So there'll be some astute bettors getting on that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'll be a guaranteed return on that one. So Redcliffs with a bit of pressure coming into the 22 here. But good strong defence from Marist.
Tell you what, Bridie, it's an absolute picture-perfect day here in the Garden City for finals hockey. It's probably a nice, cool wee 14 digs, not too hot, nice and sunny. Looks like pretty comfortable for the players there. And you can probably actually make out how sunny it is on your screens there live on Cello Sport with the amount of sun that's reflecting off Joe Bartholomew's head there. So Yeah, absolute perfect day here for some finals footy.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's got the old the sunscreen on, mate. Otherwise, he'll go down with a bit of stroke by the end of the game. So Redcliffs just with some sustained pressure here, just coming through and just working themselves into the circle. But resolute defence from Marist. So what you'd expect.
So we see Joe Bartholomew on the ball here, and yeah, look, right, he's going to be a key man. Can only assume he's the oldest player on the pitch. Nick Haig maybe might be creeping up there as well, but yeah, he's going to be a big force for Marist today, as we see them probably with their best amount of territory here. Now they've sort of worked their way into the Redcliffs half.
So it'll be interesting to see how much space Redcliffs actually give Marist, and that'll be a deciding factor within the match. So also down the back there, George has come back into the side. He's been coaching all year, but he's coming off a long-term injury, and he'll also be very important. He and George combine very well in that defensive unit, and they will have the Marist side really well organised today.
Yeah, absolutely, Bridie. Not a bad couple of guys to have at the back for your side, just really controlling things. Especially Joe Bartholomew as well. Look, he's been good all year. Real Vladimir Putin type of radio Joe. Yeah, real dictator there at the back. So, look to him to really control things for Marist today.
So here's Marist just coming into, trying to penetrate the 22 and the circle edge. Again, just Redcliffs just making it difficult for them. Just cool, calm. Nick Ludstone just moved, carrying the ball forward. Very skillful player. Probably one of the most controlled players and skillful players in the competition. He's currently the captain of the side, and also plays in the Cavaliers. Quick turnover here. Marist on this will be where Marist is quick or dangerous, is on the counter attack. Brownie. Gee whiz, I could have just about sworn that was off the foot in the circle, but obviously a damn good tackle. Redcliffs protecting their feet, and Brownie unfortunately just duffing the cross.
And that was Charlie Morrison there, Bridie, for Marist with that crucial turnover in the midfield. Look out for Charlie. Charlie Morrison all day. He's an absolute terrier. Real cocker spaniel on heat there in the midfield, and watch out for him. He'll be causing that Redcliffs midfield trouble all day.
Yeah, it'll be interesting on the tactics, Ari. We've talked about Marist and our own side, and I'm not sure if you've done it with Avon, but if you allow Marist to compete or give them space in the middle, they'll kill you. They'll just kill you in half.
Yeah, they will, Bridie. Yeah, we haven't done a lot with Avon this year, to be honest, but yeah, I think you did right there. And the thing with Marist is they're a very fit side. Yeah, I think probably the fittest side in the comp. So, 4 17-minute quarters. You do that for a couple of minutes, even for 2 or 3 minutes in one quarter, they're not going to stop, and that's when they'll really hurt you. So, yeah, really important you dig deep and keep the foot on the throat.
There's young George Baker sitting there, getting a very talented young player. He one of their better strikers, although features as their second highest goal scorer this season, along with Brownie, who interesting character, used to play down the back, and has migrated to be a very effective striker for Marist over the last 2 seasons.
He has, Bridie, certainly. And yeah, both sides actually running a sort of failed right half come striker. Brownie obviously for Marist, Chris Goldsberry for Redcliffs. And what a turnaround that is. Real Cinderella story. I think he was sort of struggling to keep his spot as a wing half. They said to him, look, mate, the spot for you is up front. And he's actually found his way on the... I think the back of 10 meat pies this season. As Redcliffs with the first real shot at goal, just wide.
Yeah, that's good. Chris got a good look at the history of young Mr. Goldsberry. He was a striker when he first came to Canterbury many years ago, and fair choice getting him out of the right half because he can't tackle for hell.
Yeah, just slowly getting demoted down the field, and somehow I don't know whether he's Harry's convinced the coach Kieran Amber, but he's made his way back up front, and as I mentioned, 10 pies for Chris this year.
Well, he's currently the second best goal scorer in the competition with 11 goals. So, yeah, he's been very effective.
The thing you'll notice about Chris Goldsberry as well, Bridie, I'm not sure how wide angle the lens is here on Cello Sport, but he will not go back into his own half unless it's a hit-off. So you can see him here now. He is well up the field, and he will stay there. He's got no interest in defending. He'll be staying in that circle as much as he can.
He does start high, and he also runs very good lateral balls. So he'll go on the horizontal. Very, very quickly if he needs to. Big challenge in the midfield here. Redcliffs still on the move. Pretty tight, pretty even just at the moment with 8 minutes gone, or 8 minutes into the game.
Really even, Bridie. Yeah, you got to say probably both teams have had that only one good opportunity. Marist coming in the first minute or so. Redcliffs just a moment ago with that good forehand shot just going wide. As we see Redo's here with a nice right side overlap, but just had the foot there of Trent Summers and a turnover to Marist. Yeah, really evenly poised, Bridie. I'd say these teams pretty much all across the board are even almost in all facets. The one that jumps out at me they're probably not so even on is probably salary cap. I think Marist probably got a bit ahead there, but other than that, across the park, certainly pretty even.
Oh, come on, beat. The salary cap was banned about 3 years ago. Very nice pass across from Brownlee. Just intercepted here. So both these sides tend to start quite well, so it's going to be interesting to see how their back quarters go. We've experienced that we've often been able to get over both sides in Q3 and 4. So whether that pads out today, it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, and I think the last couple of finals Redcliffs have played in Sydney, Bridie, I think they've had some bad luck when it comes to penalty shootout time. So they'll certainly be hoping to get this one done in regulation.
Oh, come on. Last year they were well beaten in shootout. I mean, we only won on the last ball. Oh, it probably just shows you the tightness of the competition when you've got finals that have to be won on shootouts and the evenness of the team. So that means it's a great competitive competition.
Yeah, absolutely, Brighton. You know, we saw in that Commonwealth Games, we just had how important the penalty shootouts are when it comes to the business end of the season or the tournament. So, yeah, no, who knows? But certainly, as we're nearing the end of the first quarter here, certainly pretty even so far.
So Marist just working around the backs again. Yeah. George Connell just moving it forward. Strong tackle from Lidstone in the middle. And play just carries on. So here we have a good opportunity here coming in the circle, but again, just quietly, calmly cut off by Redcliffs. Chris Bonsby sitting up a long way. And this is where Chris will be good. Picks up a great pass. Does he get a penalty corner? Yes, he does. And that's where Goldsby's strong. He is deceptive, he plays high, and he makes those horizontal or lateral runs and picks the ball up. Great work from Golds and good vision. I'm not sure who gave the pass.
It was Tom Muldybright, and there's no need to gloss over that pass. It was an absolute perler of a seed from Tom Muldy. And look, with this live stream that's available on Channel Sport today, don't you worry, Tom Muldy will have that clipped in on his Instagram later. Yeah,
no, that was awesome. Good vision from Molds, because that was nearly a 45-metre pass on the 45.
And look out for Mitch Davis here on bracket 1 here, Bridie. Mitch Davis, the top goal scorer in the competition this year. I think all of those coming from penalty corner time. Absolute asset to the Redcliffs side here from the drag flick. So watch out for him on bracket 1. And then Trent Summers on bracket 2, who's no shy of a goal himself.
So you assume that we'll go to bracket 1 to start with and just test out the Marist defence. Good charge there by number 11, Charlie. We've got the ball in. Here's Mouldy trying to go, and another PC for the foot. Whistle may have been a wee bit late, but Nick Saunders had actually called the corner quite a bit earlier.
There's a couple of Redcliffs protests for a stroke here, Bridie, and I tell you what, I'm a pretty big fan of that call. I thought there might have been an open goal there and a wee flick at the net from, I think it was Tom Mouldy actually pesting out there on the right, but a penalty corner reset.
Injection straight to the top bracket, and again in. I think there's another foot. Yeah,
that's Charlie Morrison there for Marist, Bridie.
He's run down 2 now.
He is getting out there very, very fast. So whether Redcliffs need to go to some sort of, layoff or who knows, but Charlie's getting out there very, very quickly.
That's really good work from him. more demoralising than him the first run and run down your corners. So in for the ejection again. Ball in, top bracket, straight flick, and it's in! Well, there you go, Ari. As you said, top goal scorer in the competition, and he does it again off the drag flick after the third quantity corner.
Yeah, it's good to get one right early, Bridie. Thanks, mate. But yeah, there we go. That's why he's the top goal scorer. Mitch Davis. Pretty good.
I think that was just pure speed. If we sort of look at our replay here, they just beat Emil in the net.
Yeah, good drag, good trap, and yeah, potentially a slightly better injection there, Bridie. Meant just got out there a little bit too quickly for Charlie to run down.
So Marist here on the counter though, very quickly into the circle. What can they produce from this? Can they find a foot? Can they find something? They get past. Nice pass across the front of the net, nicely cleared from Redcliffs. So pressure straight back on from Marist. Well done.
And that's what we said earlier, Bridie, with Marist, with their level of fitness and their rate of play, as we see a lovely overhead ball into the circle, just slightly too much on it, and George Baker unable to control that. But yeah, Marist, they're going to work hard, they're going to play to the whistle. So Redcliffs obviously taking the lead, but then Marist right back foot on the throat, so, a bit like about a diarrhea, they can creep back up on you pretty quickly, so yeah, they can't be resting their laurels, Redcliffs, certainly with this 1-0 lead. That's nothing in a final.
A good shot coming in here from Mouldy, I think it is. Oh no, I'm not sure who that was. Wrong corner. Haig with the call in, and that'll be a long corner. Oh, no, 16. We touched from Redcliffs as it went over the back baseline.
Nick Saunders and Gareth Greenfield on the whistle here today. Bridie, I was a bit surprised when I saw the production list for the commentary today and saw you with me. I thought you might have been given the whistle yourself for the final. But it's good to have you here, and obviously two pretty acclaimed umpires officiating today. So that's Nick Saunders and Gareth Greenfield, both obviously ref to a pretty high level.
Yeah, listen, you're not going to take anyone else in the competition. They're both outstanding referees or umpires in their own right. I'm a little bit slow and a little bit of the expanded girth now.
You'll be up there with Goldsbury, you reckon, just staying in one end?
I don't move much. And that's great that we've got two accomplished umpires. It means we're just not going to get any surprises. They'll blow it as they see it. And to be fair, we've both watched Gareth, especially over the years as we've moved through and been involved with the Premier competition, and I think he's just improved as he's got older. A great pass. Come the circle, straight shot, and she's a long corner.
It's a good piece of defensive work there from Keely Legay, just making a menace of himself, getting a stick in there, taking a bit of heat off of a long corner head of Marist.
Oh wow, that's it, the Q1. Wow, quick.
And a great quarter of hockey, Bridie. The one penalty corner goal from Mitch Davis and Carlton Redcliffs the difference, but other than that, very evenly poised as most thought it would be for this final. I'm just itching to get at the next three quarters because it looks like we're going to have a great spectacle of hockey in front of us.
Yeah, very even. Have you seen any patterns of play that's given anyone an edge at all, or things you're surprised to see on the pitch, Ari?
I've been surprised to see Tom Mouldy stayed on the pitch, to be honest, Bridie, but no, other than that, I think, both teams, they know what they're about, they know their styles, and they've done it for 14 rounds in a row, and that's how they've made their way to this grand final. So, no, I don't think there's been too many surprises, and I just think, the team that stays in it will come away with the treats.
Yeah, let's not pick on Tom too much. Let's give him to at least Q3. At Q3, he'll be gone. Yeah, I took that bet, and I've just got a wee message down to Gareth. We'll be right.
Yeah, $1.04, pretty safe. Because I think maybe Bridie, obviously you got a bit of memory than I do, but I think discipline maybe Redcliffs downfall in a final or two ago, and I think it was your Tom Muldeys and your Chris Goldsberries that were on the pine. Can't quite recall if that was that Old Boys final. Might have been. So I'm sure Coach Kieran Ambler had a pretty long word about discipline before the match today.
There was definitely last year they had a couple of players off, and that was Nick Hay and possibly Goldsberry. I can't remember that one, but they certainly had two off at a critical time in the match that you just can't afford against decent oppositions in finals. So the restart again from Redcliffs. Marist. And Callum Slavin in the middle. The man that's had to move clubs over the times, and he's been away from university and come back, and about 3 years ago, got picked up by Marist, and a very good pickup by then.
Very good pick up, and so much so that he's gone on to make top representative honours, regional honours that is, being selected for the Canterbury Cavaliers this year, so well done to him. And he's a pretty key figure for them in the back four there at Marist.
It is. I had him at, in fact, you were a year behind, I had him at Hatch Cup, and outstanding player.
You see Nick Haig just at the back here, controlling the game, Bridie. I think if there's one guy you want playing centre back for you, controlling the game, it's probably Nick Haig. So, look for him just to really control the tempo. When Redcliffs want to lift, he'll be the driver for that. So will Nick Lidstone, who's on the ball now. Who's not too happy about that trip up, but he's certainly done his fair share of that over his short career so far. So
look at this Goldsberry again. He lost the ball in the sun, I'd suggest here. So interesting with Nick Hay, he's also got that ability, and you'll see it, and then he'll move that ball forward and carry the ball 50 or 60 metres and just create that overlap at times. And that's where also he adds a dimension from that back. Baker here just coming in for the shot. He shanked that. Look out, spectators.
And that's good smart play from Carlton there. Bridie just patience around the back, not forcing anything. A couple of opportunities to go down the right there, but Nick Haig thought, no, we can go back ground, and the gap came down the left. So, no, that's good patience from them. We've obviously got George Innocent behind them, barking the orders. So,
yeah, and we forget we also got the young man Keeley sitting down there in the back, and he's now one of the older heads within the side, so he has lots of experience. I mean, he'll be 21, 22 now, I presume.
He's at least 21, because I've been to his 21st. What a night that was. Poor yardie time, but other than that, a good event. So, yeah, he might be 22. That might have been last year.
So I'm not sure where he's sitting with any representative programs this year, but
I think he made himself unavailable, to be honest, Bridie. I think he probably would have flown into the Cavs by the looks, but yeah, I think he made himself unavailable. I think whether he couldn't get the leave from Smuff at the Beeley, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I think you'd find he'd head hose on if he had put his hand up for those rep trials.
Redcliffs just holding control down the back here, not making. And now we have Charlie Morrison breaking through. So, yeah. It's actually not easy getting into that Redcliffe circle, as George Baker's finding out.
Marist has some good ball here in the attacking 25, but they just can't seem to get that final break as Tom Mouldy now breaks down the right for Redcliffs. He'll be looking to draw some body contact. He puts another great ball into the circle in his reverse. And Nick Saunders not happy with the obstruction there, blows the free hit out to Marist. And Chris Goldsbury is absolutely furious about it. And I think George Connell just gave Nick Saunders a good call there, mate, as Marist now come out of their half.
So a little bit of pressure coming on here from Marist, and Redcliffs just now trying to get themselves out of a bit of a tight hole. And again, Redcliffs with that real high striker, Ari, and just causing all sorts of problems for Marist. That's what's the difference in the game at the moment.
Both teams running a lot of subs, Bridie. This is a high-intensity final. So, yeah, both subs using the full complement on the bench. Short, sharp burst for the strikers. And the result, a very high-tempo final for those here watching down at Punawai and those tuning in live with us here on Cello Sport.
So here's Mouldy with a nice carry, and he'll be expecting a wee penalty there. Yep, and he got it. If they keep hitting Mouldy, he'll start hitting back at some stage. The card will come.
That's it, mate. Tom Mouldy, I'm not sure if he's had the shirt in the dryer overnight or not, Bridie, but that's looking very tight across the chest and the arms, and I think he's struggling on that left to right, but the range of motion isn't what it once was, and to be honest, I'm not sure if it's an age thing. I think it's a shirt thing as he sort of comes down in front of us here in front of the camera.
He's a bit bumped up a wee bit, our young Tommy. I'm just actually, the way he was running in, I'm wondering if he's just carrying a wee niggle.
And I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick it up on the bottom of our stream here, Bridie, and live on Cello Sport, but you might catch Jeff Soper patrolling the sideline, camera in hand. Jeff taking some great photos on behalf of Canterbury Hockey. All for free, just loves the sport, loves the association. So check out those photos on Jeff Soper Photography on Facebook. Give him a like, give him a follow. Jeff, a great servant of Canterbury Hockey, and puts out an excellent product as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, he comes down here every Saturday and often on the Friday nights too, and he'll be here for several hours getting as many matches in as he can, and then spending many hours just preparing those photos and uploading them for the general public. So Redcliffs just holding control of the game at the moment, Ari. Noticing there that Marist are trying to spread the game, so and stretch it. So Joe Bartholomew, this will be where Marist might get their advantage if they can stretch Redcliffs enough.
And Joe Bartholomew with a great burst of speed from the top of the circle to win that ball, and then accelerated through, made the pass, and now he is absolutely blowing. He is on all fours, really sucking it in. I think he's called another player on to mark his man so he can catch a breather. And I'm sure he'll have his hand up for a sub soon.
Yeah, I had to have a wee chuckle. About 4 minutes ago, we saw Goldsbury in the circle there on the burst and immediately put his hand up for a wee breather. So, the old legs, we'll see how they go by the end of the match. Yeah, just not really... Oh, I was just about to say, not very effective circle penetrations from Marist. They're just really struggling to get through the traffic with Redcliffs. And in comparison, Redcliffs just seems to have that ability to find space in that attacking circle.
And Vaughan England on the field for Redcliffs down Friday at left half there in the number 13 shirt, I think it is. And Vaughan, an absolute stalwart of the club here, and he's played in a few finals as well. So I think you mentioned at the start of the game, Bridie, both teams with a lot of experience. Redcliffs certainly a bit more, as we have Vaughan on the ball here now. But yeah, when we get down to the third and fourth quarter, it's that experience that is really going to count.
And we'll see what the fitness is looking like. I think that will be a telling part, and I think you've mentioned that you're probably correct that Marist is probably the fitter side. So, we'll see if that actually carries them through. So we're currently 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. We haven't really seen that many opportunities on the net, and it's just been a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. Charlie Morrison sitting on the ball here, just trying to find some space, trying to break his defences. Lindstone picking up the middle pass. Again, straight onto the stick of Callum Slavin. And George Baker comes through with the ball. So here we have youth and experience. And look at that tackle. That's a superb tackle from Nick Hay. That's experience. He just waited there and waited until the timing was right and just stepped across. Counter-attack coming now from Redcliffs from that great tackle. So can they make the circle? And just long corner.
And when Carlton get down in those zones, Bridie, they'll probably, if not more than anything else, be looking for a foot after the first PC found the back of the net with Mitch Davis, the top goal scorer.
Well, any first striker penalty corner that can get 1 out of 3 is you're always going to go back to that. Yeah, we're not seeing much counter-attack, or speed with the attacks at the moment, Ari. It just seems to be well-marked. Screens are in place early on both sides, just making it more slow, a slow build-up game until they can get some sort of advantage.
Yeah, quite a bit of gamesmanship here, Bridie. I think, if you look who's sort of in those key positions for both sides, you've obviously got Nick Haig at the back for Redcliffs and George Connell and Joe Bartholomew at the back for Marist. So they'll just look to dictate the tempo. And
you notice there straight away, Marist going to a back three and pushing Bartholomew up onto the right half sort of role.
Yeah,
I think get across.
I think that's more to get him closer to the dugout for a sub, Bridie. He's had that hand up for a while, so he's just sort of made his way around the back four, around to the dugout, so he can just sort of slip off for a.
You're a hard man, Ari. You're a hard man. No mercy. So again, down the last 4 minutes of the half, and Marist will be trying to just pin one back before the half, just to stay in the match. But again, just a bit like a chess match. Screens look organised. It's a very long pass. Cut out.
And that's Trent Summers there doing the interception work for Redcliffs.
And does Mouldy find a bit of space here?
And that's your standard Tom Mouldy. That's the lose the ball and draw body contact that Tom Mouldy's known for, and I think that's why we're $1.04 odds for the
I was
Canterbury.
expecting an elbow in the chops of George Connell then. Not that it's a contact sport at all.
Not at all. And here's Joe Bartholomew on the ball. I'm not sure if he's had a sub or not, but yeah, by the looks of that pass, he hasn't. Very tight effort. But Callum Slavin turning that right back off Nick Lidstone with Marist's best chance of the quarter. Shot at goal. Goal time!
So a well executed goal here, Ari. We saw a slow build up from the back, very slow build up from back, coming through the midfield and then finding the high striker. The shot was wide of the post and deflected in. So the high strikers were in the right place.
Yeah, we mentioned Callum Slavin earlier, Bridie, and yeah, he was the one that made that crucial turnover and set up that and played that ball through for Marist with that initial shot at goal. And not a bad option sending your first shot wide of the goal when you've got George Innocent there and, you know, well coached player in there to tap it in on the post. So that's fantastic hockey, and what a final as we find ourselves 1-1 here with a couple of minutes to go in the second quarter.
So again, just Redclifs backing off, half-court pressing, just really wanting to slow the game down until they can make the break. Just being a bit cautious. Again, Marist have changed their tactics with it. A long pass coming in.
And that's Keely Legay there at the back with another good flat stick tackle. Gives it forward to Nick Lidstone, who gets a call gone against him. He's not too happy with that one either, but Marist fund themselves, and heck, Bridie, with just over a minute to go here. Marist in good field position. Redcliffs want to be careful.
Oh, they've got players in front, players in the circle. They're trying to stretch the Redcliffs defence. As you'd expect, you give the ball to Nick Lidstone and you're pretty safe with possession, and he did what we expected, and just takes the penalty just to slow the match down and give them time to actually reset to move it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And Redcliffs for most of this first half are certainly probably, I thought, controlling the game up 1-0. And almost out of nowhere they find themselves with the ledger square, and as we head into the final 30 seconds of the half, Bridie, I'll probably be happy just to go back to the shed and regroup for Oranges here and come back out at 1-1. And Tom Mouldy again, lose the ball and draw contact, and I just want Saunders to go to the pocket there because $1.04, I know we've sort of hedged to put a bit on there ourselves, Bridie, so hopefully that comes in. But
yeah, Tom was actually just making some gentle comments about the quality of that court, and that usually gets up to the park. So that's the end of the first half. Comments, Ari?
Yeah, I'm just sort of tuning in here to Tom Mouldy bark at Nick Saunders here, Bridie, as the players make their way into the half. Tom's got no interest, obviously, in hearing what the coach has to say. He's happy to talk to the ref, but now what a first half, Bridie, and yeah, I think as far as finals hockey goes, it's pretty much everything you wanted and nothing you didn't. An early goal from Redcliffs, but as we sort of mentioned, Marist wouldn't take the foot off the throat, and almost out of nowhere, a turnover in midfield, good pass forward, and players in the right position, and a shot that was well touched in on the far post around George Innocent. So, look, 1-1, and to be honest, Bridie, I probably feel it's a fair reflection, so just can't wait to see what the second half has in store for us.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you there. See two different attacking styles, so and it is always going to be probably with Marist the counter attack. That's going to give them the edge over Redcliffs. Redcliffs later in that quarter just seemed to back away from what they'd be doing earlier with the high strikers and just creating space for themselves in the circle. So yeah, it'll be an intriguing second half, 1-1, and we'll see how it runs. So we'll just go free for a wee bit here, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. So, Ari, just while we're waiting for the restart of the match, it was just interesting to look at the overall season results from the two sides. So, Carlton's come through with 9 wins over the season, 3 losses, 2 draws, and they've only conceded 16. So, if you look at Marist, they've got 1 more win, 3 losses, 1 draw, and 46 goals. And they've actually conceded 26, so it just shows that net of Redcliffs has been pretty tight over the game. They're not an easy team to score against.
Certainly not bright, and probably reflects as well Marist, sort of the way they want to play. You know, they're all out attack, throw men forward, and you know, if you concede the odd one to score 2 or 3, then so be it. But yeah, Redcliffs pretty staunch at the back there, and 16 goals across 14 odd round robin games is pretty good going. As we're underway in the second half, and yeah, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the 2 team talks. I don't think either coach would have been necessarily overly happy, but also not unhappy with how the team performed. As we've sort of mentioned throughout, it's been an incredibly even final so far. Yeah, well, you can't actually say anyone's played badly. You know, there haven't been that many good opportunities missed. You know, most opportunities have resulted in something. And we see in the midfield, Brody, Nick Lidstone and Charlie Morrison sort of matching up here as they go head-to-head now, and what a matchup that's going to be in the central midfield in the second half. So good defensive work, and that's Cal Slavin again making a nuisance of himself, just tipping it out there for a long corner. Yep. Reset, Nick Lidstone on the ball, and
a nice picture play there with Lidstone sitting up there at circle penetration. So this is where Nick's very, very skillful. The big swing. That's the Māori trying to put it across. Oh, and he's found a foot. Not too shabby when we've got the quality of our penalty corner striker. So, Ari, do you go with a straight shot again, or do we do a layoff?
I think you've got to, Brody. I think, you know, when you banked your last one, straight flick, I think you do. I don't see why you'd go away from it. I feel for Emil Collins in goal. You know, he's the last penalty corner he's had to face. He's, you know, Mr. Flick, so I think in his head he'll be hoping for anything but that. So if you're Reddos, I think why not go to it again? And that's it. We've got Mitch Davis again set up on that bracket 1. Trent Summers on bracket 2.
So Chris Goldsberry with the injection. Good first run. That's Charlie Morrison again with an outstanding first charge down, which just results in a long quarter.
So I think 4 Carlton PCs so far, Brody. 3 of them run down, or a stick or a foot from Charlie. He is lightning off the line there. So you have mentioned it. Maybe the next one do they look to a layoff? I know they've got a few things up their sleeve with Nick Hague sort of pestering around on the left flank. So maybe they do go to that. And
Nick Hague's not a bad dragger, or put in a decent ball in. And then we've mentioned Trent. Trent's a fine penalty corner striker as well. So they've got options. I just want to get in that circle a wee bit more and just find a few more feet and put the pressure on, because that may be the way Redcliffs actually comes through with a win on this game.
And Carlton Redcliffs, Brody, they've always been a top club in Canterbury. But I think, as you rattle through those PC options, probably shows how far they have progressed as a club in the last few years, because it wasn't too long ago that a Chris Goldsberry straight shot was a genuine penalty corner option that they went to. So I think
straight shot indeed.
Yeah, the straight undercut. So I think as you rattle off those names that are exponents at the top of the circle, they've got a raft of talent there.
So here's Kenny just trying to find the next pass down deep, defended well. Weak penalty here coming in. Young Mr. Brownsley just making a nice tackle on Nick Lidstone. And coming away with the ball. So again, with just the quality of Nick Hague in defence and the quality of his tackling, creates another turnover here for Redcliffs. And he's almost there to receive the pass. Mouldy on the burn. He'll be. There's some top skill going on here. Some real skillful hockey. Both from Lidstone, Hague, and even Tom Mouldy. Tom was probably looking for a penalty and probably felt he deserved one.
Yeah, it's not a bad option from Mouldy there. Get flat stick tackled and then just put your hands up at the ref. But tell you what, Brian, if you had a fiver for every tackle Nick Hague made, he'd be looking pretty handsome there. He's class act there at the back.
Oh, absolutely. And he's looking as fit as he was when he was age 20. So Marist just with a restart from the old boys. Joe Bethel and Nutris trying to find the next pass. We overhead there. He's found the space well. We actually haven't seen that many. I thought we might have seen more overheads and just around the new rules and seeing the interpretation of that from our two top umpires. And neither side have actually done it much. So great turnover here from Marist. Counter attack here with Charlie Morrison coming through, and he's found the feet on that side of the circle. Quick restart. George Baker coming in and loses the ball. Oh no, he's received it back again.
And Gareth Greenfield just stopping play briefly, Bridie, just to give someone a warning, probably Tom Mouldy. But yeah, just not too happy with that scrappy passage of play. As Redcliffs with a turnover.
Mouldy coming forward with the ball.
And out they come.
Still going. Yeah, good play from Tom here. Nice pass off to the right striker. So see if he can. Oh, he finds space. Mouldy with the shot. Oh. Mouldy's hamstring's gone, I reckon. He's history, mate. He's actually history. He actually just grabbed his hamstring there, and I thought he's toast.
He's not looking well, buddy. You did right.
Your odds have suddenly gone out the back door. He might be off because of injury rather than a card.
They have, and I think, to be honest, I think on the GAB, I think Joe Bartholomew was favourite for first hamstring blow with no second dividend paying. So, Tom Mouldy, if he can't get back in it, that's going to be a massive loss for Carlton because he's been quite a presence so far in the first half and the start of this third quarter.
Yeah, I think we're noticing the game has got a lot more physical in the last in this last 7 minutes of the first third quarter. The tackles are coming a lot harder. I actually thought Saunders was going for a card there on a pretty brutal tackle on Trent as he was coming forward, but obviously he left it in the pocket. Here's an opportunity here. Ball in. Great cross across the front of the net, and the Marist player just couldn't on the dive get his stick to it. That would have been a fantastic goal if he'd been able to make a connection. So this game is starting to take a bit more. There's a bit more going on now, Ari.
It's opening up, I think, Bridie. Yeah, it's certainly opening up. As you mentioned earlier, there's a bit more heat on each tackle. Some sage advice being directed at umpire Saunders and Greenfield, so it's really, really ramping up.
Here's Goldsberry ghosting down the baseline. 16.
About halfway through this third quarter here, Bridie, and Redcliffs looking to press pretty aggressively through Goldsberry, and Joe Bartholomew has just sent him the wrong way. He'll remind him of he'll tell him about that on the group chat later, but I think both teams really looking to get a bit more assertive as Marist with another entry. Calls for the foot, but a great take, but they've won it back.
There's a 2-on-1 here. He's there, and he's going to go!
He's put it away with an absolute smart tuck away through his legs. Nick Haig not happy about something, but Nick Saunders pointing to halfway says, no thanks, mate, that is a goal. And Marist, after finding themselves 1-0 down in the first quarter, take the lead for the first time in this final here at Ngapunawai. So Marist 2, Carlton Redcliffs 1.
Yeah, I'm just watching it. A couple of tackles and a couple of tackles on top of the circle and a counter attack, which just meant that there was a Marist player floating off the right post, or the defensive right post. So can Redcliffs come back now? That's going to be the question. Do they have the fitness and the desire to actually pump another goal in? And now we're starting to see Marist stretching the game.
Speaking of stretching, Brady, Tom Mouldy has gone off with that hamstring, and I can just see him on the sideline there talking to Coach Ambler, whether he's telling him I'm no good or put me back on, Coach. I'm not sure, but he's maybe saying, look, you took me off and we conceded, so get me on there. But I do hope for Carlton Redcliffs' sake that he will be back, because he's been one of the ones putting in a lot of effort so far in these first 3 quarters.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And he's a key. He's part of the legend of Redcliffs.
Carlton here, Bridie, just controlling things at the back with Nick Haig and Keely Legg. And Marist sitting back a bit deeper, just sort of letting them do so, forcing the long balls that they've just done there, and a pretty comfortable turnover there for Marist, as they unfortunately can't find the pass to the stick, and it goes out for a Redcliffs ball. Yeah,
and I have noticed also, you've mentioned it, that Marist, just a wee bit more conscious of the high Redcliffs player. Certainly Ben Goldsberry was certainly marked a lot tighter than he has been at the start of the match.
And Joe Bartholomew is quite tactically there, has found his way onto marking Chris Goldsberry, knowing he's not going to lead, more than sort of 1 or 2 metres either side of the spot. He's sort of said, I'll mark him, and just sort of taken stock just in front of him there. So that's smart. That's what experience does. There's a good ball through the circle from Keely Legay, and I think a Marist stick.
Obviously there was Marist stick, just where you touch, because otherwise that could have been quite interesting.
And out for a long corner.
So Marist really cramping that circle edge. Is he going to get a penalty corner in there? He's got a penalty corner advantage, and it's PC. Not quite sure what the offence was for, but the advantage from Greenfield came out quite early. So he was obviously seeing if Redcliffs could make something of it. So now the question, do we do a layoff?
Yeah, I think we must, Bridie. Yeah, I think there was potentially a stick tackle there on the baseline. Heard a bit of chatter, sort of a sound of sticks hitting sticks, and umpire Gareth Greenfield playing advantage, but nothing coming obviously behind the corner. And yeah, look, Bridie, I think you do. I think having 3/4 of your PCs run down, you can see Nick Haig here in the 16 shirt lingering out here to the left.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they lay off to him for something across the goal.
And you're right. And that would have worked if the player on the right hand side had switched on. Everyone had left him alone, including Marist. Wasted opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. It's one of those ones that looks good on a whiteboard, but then maybe you get out of the park and you haven't practiced it or what. We'll think up something for the final, but Trent Summers and Nick Haig not quite linking together there, and the ball just going out. And Marist, I'd say, be pretty happy to see that ball scoot out over the sideline.
Absolutely. So here we've got a wee counter attack here from Redcliffs now. So, but Marist well back in numbers, just covering the options off. But yeah, again, nice tackle on Redcliffs here, just to turn the ball over again. And Baker nicely brings under control an overhead, and for his reward gets a long corner. Morrison with a restart. This is probably one of the two of the most skillful players in the comp. Morrison and Lidstone. This time Charlie takes the wood.
And there's Mouldy, he's back, Bridie.
Back off.
Immediately asserting himself with a great touch there. And he's probably not moving as well as he was in the first half, Bridie, but it's good to see him back out there.
Oh, well, as I said, bit of a legend of the Redcliffe side and of Canterbury hockey. There'll never be another Mouldy.
Yeah, certainly probably more so off the field than on it, Bridie, but yeah, probably Tom Mouldy's better performances in Christchurch coming off the field than on it, but no, it is good to see him back, because Lidstone plays the ball through. Marist have cleaned it up and cleared it. So we head into the final 3 minutes here. Bridie, what do you think? Are Marist going to push forward and keep the foot on the throat? Are they looking to go 3-1 here with 1/4 to go? Or are they happy to sort of hold the ball? And there's a bit of bad luck there.
I don't think you've got a choice. 2-1's not a defendable score. 3-1, yep. Yeah, by all means, I can understand that. But 2-1, 1/4 to go, you've got to keep pushing forward. nothing worse than sitting on a 2-1 lead.
You can see George Connell there, a bit of gamesmanship. No rush there to take the 16 and just Hail Mary, get rid of it. He'll probably call a half-court press here. And as they hopefully, with 2 minutes to go, can hopefully keep Redcliffs out for this couple of minutes and go into the sheds 2-1 up with 17 to go.
And to be fair, if you actually look at the current team on the pitch, some of the older and more experienced heads are sitting on the bench just having a re-rest for obviously Q4. You've got Bartholomew, you've got Baker, more of the mainstream players, or first-string players, just having a wee break. Give them an extra couple of minutes. Mouldy. Brilliant opportunity. Just didn't quite bring the trap down. Popped it into his foot. He'll be really quite frustrated with himself on that particular one. Out of nothing, he had an opportunity.
It's the Mouldy-Goldsbury link up again. Bridie, I think that one in the first half was the other way around. It was Tom putting the ball through for Chris, but that one, Chris with a great ball into the circle. And yeah, unfortunately for Tom, just trapped it onto his own foot, which is unfortunate as Marist just regather. And it's Charlie Morrison again, just controlling the play. And another aerial ball. Those aerial balls have been pretty on a plate for his strikers. As Marist with one final circle entry, and a bit like Tom Mouldy, Captain Brownie just can't quite hold on to it as we head into the final minute of this third quarter here, in this men's final here down at Ngā
Very casual pass from Keeley here. Sets up an opportunity. Here it comes. Oh! Wow. Ari, that was all deception.
It was. George Jennison showing his class here with a great trapdoor. Everyone for all money thought he was going to clear that, but he knew what was behind him. He just let that go, and as you can see, Redcliffs, the beneficiary, is Tom Mouldy throws forward what can only be described as a Hail Mary with the hooter about to sound, and
absolutely
Joe Bartholomew with probably his best piece of running so far of the game, picking that off. As we head into the end of this third quarter, and the final chances for the coaches to have their impact on the game. 2 minutes here, and after that it'll be just down to this group of men in the final quarter to see who can come away with the chocolates. As we head into the three-quarter break, and Marist, after a great quarter of hockey, have found themselves up 2-1 over Carlton Redcliffs.
So again, Ari, we now enter into the last quarter. You'd probably have to suggest that Marist has just had the advantage at the present moment in time, and it's really up to Redcliffs to come back, and they'll have to do something special because Marist seem to have control of the match at the moment. Goldsbury with a restart, which was nothing. Yeah, good work here from... wee turnover. So Trent Summers just wasted the opportunity there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Bridie, probably the third quarter there, and that first one here in the start of the fourth, it's a couple of those balls into the circle from the Redcliffs midfield. Just not quite finding the stick of the Redcliffs forwards, and I see Tom Mouldy's worked his way up to right striker, probably a hamstring issue. I believe he did start in the midfield, but he's got himself up there, and I'm just not too sure. Obviously chasing the game 2-1 down, and you've got Chris Gosbury obviously who won't run, and then Tom Mouldy with one leg. I just don't know if that's the legs they need up front to claw back this deficit.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. And the original tactics they used in the first third of the game has just not been that effective at the moment. Well, they haven't been implemented, and Marist have just nullified them a wee bit. And to be fair, we come back to Charlie Morrison. The ability for him to run down those corners, it may be pivotal in the end result.
Joe Bartholomew with another good aerial pass to his right midfield. And a good pass to circle another entry, and I think that was lifted, and it was. Marist calling for the penalty corner, but obviously ball raised above the top of the shin pad or above the knee.
Yeah.
And Nick Saunders, rightly so, awarding a free hit out for Carlton Redcliffs.
Mouldy coming in. Oh! Yeah, good effort from Tom Mouldy there, but just a sort of smaller an infringement as he was in the contesting ball, which is always 50-50 at the best. But a quick restart from Marist has now seen them back on the attacking baseline. And this is the difference between the sides now. Redcliffe seem to have to be a slow build. Two passes. We've got attack again by Marist.
Yeah, I think twice in a row, Bridie. Yeah, one an error ball from Bartholomew, and that pass there from Connell to Josh Irwin, and then down to the baseline. And as you mentioned, one or two passes, and they're in as Charlie Morrison looks to penetrate, but well tackled there, and a dual tackle there by Lidstone and Summers as Redcliffs come out, and pretty ordinary tackle there from Marist.
Yeah, well, very ordinary tackle, but they still disrupted the play, and they had men on the ball carrier. So, they can now reset. That's commitment from Marist.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a card yet, Bridie, have we? But
no.
Wouldn't have hated go into the pocket there for a wee green or something? Really.
Oh, I think they were getting close. You've got to look at the spirit of the game and the way it's been played at the moment. It does have an influence, and everyone's trying to play hockey. But yeah, listen, anything can happen. If this gets tight, or if Redcliffs do pin one back, someone will do something stupid.
And I think we've mentioned earlier, Bridie, but I think the fitness of Marist starting to really show itself. Carlton, obviously the team that do need to be the ones to assert themselves down 2-1, but sort of seems everything they throw at them, Marist have an answer. Is again another ball forward.
Yeah, and they're finding those 30, 40 metre passes quickly. And you look at that. That was actually loose defence from Redcliffs there. It's interesting. Saunders, blew that. Player missed the ball, and I still think we've got it slightly wrong in hockey. Didn't hit anyone, wasn't near anyone, no danger. But the attacking player gets the penalty against him. So again, Marist very quickly on attack, and this is a 3-on-3, and they've got good field. Innocent out really quickly. Good defence from George on the baseline there. Great
defence there from George Innocent, showing his class there. But again, Marist, if you had to look at it, Brodie, at this stage it looks more like Marist are going to extend their lead rather than Carlton pull the deficit back.
Well, we've seen now maybe four opportunities, or four. Here's a big bomb into the circle. No. No. That would be that's the bomb that we know the base. But yes, we've seen 4 or 5 opportunities where they've come back really quickly on a counter-attack and put pressure on the Redcliffs net. And to be fair, Redcliffs have only scrambled to defend it.
Another good tackle. I think that's Josh Ewan there with a good piece of work.
So this is
He's going to back his wheels around Nick Haig. And Nick Haig again. It's another fiver or whatever, Brodie. Yeah,
just quality.
Another great tackle.
Just quality.
And that's what they need. They need those senior guys to step up.
Oh, Moulds just needed to have a bit of vision and give himself another half a second because it was a poor execution after doing some excellent work.
And probably a bit of desperation there, Brodie, but as Goldie's just subbed himself on quite timely here and finds himself on the end of a ball, tries his trademark push through the legs, and Charlie Morrison with a pretty good foot there, but sort of probably a reflection of the desperation of Reddos, that last pass from Tom Mouldy, Brodie. But look, there's 10 minutes to go here in the final. Plenty of time here to create the opportunities with smart build-up play. So stick to your guns. But Marist, look at the number of green shirts back there, Brodie, pouring men back in defence and winning another free hit out.
And that's the difference, and that's the fitness. But again, Marist can't rest on their laurels. They need to keep pressure on that attacking circle because that's the best place to defend. And they're likely, if they can maintain that pressure, they'll tip in another one. Great pull. Baker in. Nice save from Edison there on the line. Good work from Marist. Good save from George Edison. So we're starting to see this game open up. Marist is creating space.
There's a card.
Now, that card's for actually deliberately going down and blocking the pass. So you only see that probably from the international or the quality of these referees to actually pull that up.
And the crowd absolutely letting them know about it, Brodie, and rightly so. I think they wanted a card. They wanted a card all game. And yeah, as you mentioned, George Bacon just going to ground there. And unfortunately, if you go to ground and get it wrong, you may as well turn and make your way to the pine. So Marist, an important 2 minutes here with 10 men. Redcliffs, this is the time to put the foot on.
So Marist will just hold the ball now, and they've got the quality of player to do that, and they'll just chew that 2 minutes out. Quick turnover here from Keeley. Can he make something of it? But again, Redcliffs get their players behind, and they'll put the pressure on. Now there are options out wide here, and I think we'll see this ball come in. Recovered well from Redcliffs. Ball's in, and defended well by Marist at the end. George Connell coming in with a nice intercept there and clearing the circle.
That was with George Pearce there, Brodie, with a great piece of skill. Good elimination. Put the ball and unfortunately just couldn't quite find the end of a Redcliffe stick, but that was a great piece of skill there.
So George Pearce again with a very, very long family history in the Redcliffs club. His old man played for New Zealand in the 80s. His mum also played for New Zealand 80s and 90s, I think it was. So yeah, another Redcliffs, a real proud Redcliffs family.
And Charlie Morrison there just trying to clear one, and probably the first thing he's done wrong with that, Charlie Morrison, he's just sliced that straight out, sort of the first tee jitters you get where you slice one straight out of bounds, Brodie, and Redcliffs the beneficiaries with some good territory now, right up in the Marist.
If they move this ball quickly, they've got guys out right. Oh! And Goldsbury actually got a touch on that, and that was a bloody difficult touch. Well done, Chris, but just couldn't quite tip it in. Good commitment. Yeah, we must be just about back to full squads again, so the suspension is over. Marist back to full strength. But again, you're just seeing gaps in the Redcliffs attack here, in defence, sorry. Livingstone done well, but again, 2 players immediately on him, putting pressure on it and slowing down the play.
And Joe Bartholomew at the back, absolutely barking the orders, Bridie, telling his men to get out. You mentioned he's a bit of a dictator at the start of the game, and yeah, he's not happy with the...
It's finals time, and the man of mana, he does have mana on the pitch. You listen to George if he talks. There's a reason. Just a wee foot there, I think. Just a wee bit of frustration coming on Mouldy there. So we're down to the last 6 minutes.
Tell you what, Roddy, it's coming. I think mid-quarter, Marist certainly, they had those 4 or 5 opportunities in a row, and it sort of looked like, if anything, they wouldn't extend their lead. But Redcliffs in the last wee while have had a few good chances, although we do see Marist with some good field position and Keeley Legg with a good touch. But George Baker has won the ball back. And Andrew Ross winning the free hit there.
Yeah, Rossi just not quite on the spot there, and quite rightly Nick Saunders has just brought them back, just too much advantage within the attack. Yeah, you've got to say at the moment the referee or the umpiring on the match has been well controlled. We had the boys to play, and we've had we just had a weak card. Mouldy on the.
The crowd is not happy with that at all. The ball in from Tom Mouldy, called to be dangerous, obviously above head height.
I'll just look at the replay on this one in a minute, and I'll be very interested to see if Mouldy actually got an effect to put that ball.
I don't know, Bridie. To me, it looked like Tom Mouldy did raise the ball, and although you could argue it wasn't dangerous, unfortunately you can't. It's George Baker. He's banked it. And something out of nothing, Bridie. We were calling for a goal at the other end, and as they've done all game, Marist, a couple of passes down there, and George Baker.
So I'm just watching the replay here. Fantastic overhead from yeah, no, that's a really good goal. You can't deny that.
Yeah, it did look like George Innocent did make an initial touch, and speaking of, he is done for the day, Bridie. So George Innocent will make his way to the sideline. Redcliffs obviously substituting an additional field player on, so it is now technically 11 on 10 field players. It is Marist obviously retaining Emile Collins in the circle as Tom Mouldy cries for a penalty corner, but Gareth Greenfield awarding a free hit out to Marist. So a bold strategy, Bridie, obviously subbing your goalkeeper, but 3-1 down with 3 and a bit to go. Obviously,
I don't think you've got any choice.
Much needed.
You've got no choice. You've got to have a crack, and there's only one way you're going to have a crack, and that's to bring your keeper off. Going down 4-5-1 because you've left the net open is irrelevant. You're still going to lose the match. So interesting psychologically for the defence. It's amazing how often that just creates pressure on the team with his keeper still on, because that extra player coming forward, and it's quite amazing how few goals actually go in against the team that doesn't have the keeper. So we'll see what Redcliffs can build on this. They're certainly coming forward, and Keeley just blows the ball to the baseline. A little lack of vision there, unfortunately, and Marist will just slow the game down, and they'll just control the game. Yep. Well done, Chris Goldsberry. Great deflect on the overhead, but unfortunately over the baseline.
Yeah, Nick did something with the wayward pass.
Yeah, watch the professional Joe Bartholomew. He'll just slow the game down. Yep, another bomb. He'll just get it up there, because he's got to trust his forwards to actually grab that ball, and they've got the quality to do that.
Yeah, George Baker just missing that one, Bridie. Surprised he's still on the field, actually. I thought he might have put his shoulder out with the celebration. Perhaps not there over the top of the pass from Redcliffs just going to Rye, but they've recovered. Although it has hit the foot, and Marist with a free hit just outside the circle with a minute and a half to go, and they'll look to just play smart here, hold the ball in the corner.
Which I'd be, I think you and I, if we were coaching, would be screening them to do, especially with the quality of some of the ball carriers. instruction should be, Charlie, go to the corner and just stay there.
Exactly right. So as we near the last minute of this final, Bridie, Redcliffs will pull men forward. They will throw the ball forward, but you've got to think at this stage it is too little too late. As Mitch Davis controls the ball in midfield. May have hit a foot there, but Gareth happy for it. I think a few of the Redcliffs players may be calling for it, but...
So this play's got to, for Redcliffs to have any chance, this ball's got to do something, and then they've got to get back in quickly. Too high, danger. And that's the game over, Ari. There's no way Redcliffs have got enough time to turn this around now.
No, George Connell will take the 16. He'll take his time, and he'll probably just overhead the ball away.
And again, found Charlie. Lovely receive. And Redcliffs just coming forward. Hopefully maybe get a consolation goal in the last 20 seconds. That's Mouldy. Just losing the ball. And Marist just taking to the sideline, and they'll just hit that away and just chew up the last 10 seconds.
And there you have it, Marist, your 2022 Canterbury Hockey CPL Men's Champions.
And to be fair, well deserved in the final. They deserve to be the winners, Ari. They created more opportunities in the last 2.5 quarters. They kept the pressure on. Probably, we've discussed fitness. They were probably fitter than the Redcliffs guys, and that told at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bridie. Just the ability to keep the foot on the throat. Yeah, a real 70-minute performance, and found themselves down 1-0 early, and didn't panic, didn't go away from or shy away from the game plan. Stuck to it and took 3 pretty well taken goals in the last 3 quarters. So
absolutely, and you cannot discount their defensive effort on the penalty corners. They had a top bracket against them, and Charlie ran down 3 or 4 quarters.
Yeah, 3 or 5, I think, Bridie, and yeah, that could have been the difference.
Phenomenal. And that's like having the best keeper on the. That's just demoralising if you are the attack, as we saw in the 5th, which could have been the goal in.
Exactly right. Well, there you have it. 4 views on Cello Sport have tuned in this afternoon. Thank you. But do not go anywhere as we'll head to the presentation of the men's final soon, as we award the CPL Cup to Marist. We see the Harewood women and the Marist women make their way onto the turf for the warm-up for the women's final. So for those of you tuning in at home live on Cello Sport, do not go anywhere because we have more action-packed hockey for you. But once again, your 2022 CPL Men's Champions, Marist.